of this particular river mouth. People have talked about him for over 20 years. All the old salty sea dogs, all the old fishermen, the farmers, they've all had a crack at him, tried to shoot him, and they all talk fluently about him, and he's got a legendary status. And I had this incident with him in the net, and 2 years later he finally made the mistake of entering into one of my traps. And so myself and Chili, my little dog, we've headed up, and sure enough, here he is in the trap. Unfortunately, he was that big that half of his body, his tail, and one back leg was hanging out of the trap, which is quite precarious. So I've gone into the mangroves, tied the boat off, gone, holy heck, what am I going to do now? Because he is really grumpy and he's growling and hissing and smashing mangroves. He was actually breaking mangrove trees almost 4 inches thick, whack, and knocking them over. And I've gone, Chili, get out of the boat, give me a hand. No way. My little dog, she stayed in the boat. There's no way she was getting out. Smart dog. And so I've got around the front, and he's just trying to kill me, thrashing around. Of course, the traps that we use, the croc can still bite through them, which means they can't hurt themselves, but for me, I'm in a little bit of danger. And I was in panic mode. I was virtually sweating bullets. So I've gone round the front of the trap trying to secure a top jaw rope so I could restrain him to try and deal with him. And I couldn't get anywhere near him. He's just so ferocious. Finally, he's lost a little bit of ground. He's used up a bit of energy. I've gone in, got a top jaw rope on, and then another one, and I've restrained it to 2 trees, and then he's thrashed around. The trees caved in on top of me and the trap. Oh, crikey, all hell broke loose from there. It was a struggle, and it was like, it's like being in a fight. I couldn't even tell you what happened from there, but I virtually got him restrained, and then I was stuck. What am I going to do? Here's 1 ton of crocodile, and I can't shift it. So I was happy that he was secured, went back to this cattle property, and I got the cattle farmer, and he rang up his cane farmer mates, and they all came out, and they'd come alongside the trap, and they were all full of bravado. Yeah, we'll help you with this crocodile. We're big, tough cane farmers. They got to the trap site, and here's this big black crocodile. They go, we're not getting out of the boat. No way, no way. And finally, they did get out and help me. But what happened was I got my backup boat, and I pushed it alongside this big black croc. And as he death rolled into the boat. And of course, such weight, he sank. So now I've had to kind of get in there and bail water out. We're able to hold him out of the water, get him back to the boat ramp. It didn't stop there. We got him back to the boat ramp, but he was that heavy, 8 people couldn't shift him. So we had to get a big front-end loader from the local cattle property to bring it down so as we could even shift him. What an experience. And the cane farmers not only were big lads that were great at shifting such a big animal, they were excellent at camera work too. I felt sorry that I had removed the ultimate predator and the king of his territory. I took him away. I removed him from his natural environment. And that hurt my feelings. He's a legendary crocodile that everyone talked about. And inevitably, if I was able to catch him, someone would have shot him. So I saved his life, and I love him dearly, but I felt very sorry that I had to remove the king from his territory. I guess time heals all wounds, particularly with Acco. Now he's the king of a new territory.
Steve and I have had some good times over the years. We've also had the normal off times. Most father and son do, I think. But any time that we went crocodile catching, the person that I wanted next to me was Steve. We could catch a large crocodile and the two of us would know exactly what each other was going to do without talking about it. I certainly trust Stephen with my life.
When I started in the mid-80s catching crocodiles, my best friend was my little dog Chili. Now, Chili I guess, was a wild dog. I found her in Cape York Peninsula, and I was up there looking for taipans and green pythons, and she stumbled into our camp, and I fell in love with her straight away. Gorgeous little Staffordshire Bull Terrier, and she really enjoyed our company, and so we camped out on the tarp under the stars, and she thought, oh, I'll camp with these guys. She's really excited, and she thought, oh, they'll need a feed. And so she disappeared for about half an hour, and we're just starting to bed down thinking, oh, a bit sleepy. I wonder where that dog went. Rustle, rustle. I could hear her coming. And here's this dog. She comes up onto the middle of our tarp, right in between our beds, clunk, and plonks down this pig's head, this rotting pig's head. And she was so proud, she'd bought us a feed. And it's like, oh yeah, well, good on you, but we had to flick it off, and she camped down with us, and she just wanted to hang out with us. So we spent some time with her, and she just wanted to stay with us. And she became my best friend. And then in the mid-80s, I went full-time catching crocodiles, you know, myself and Dad, the big tag team. And so myself and Chili, we spent a lot of our life together up in the bush, and she was dead set my best friend, my greatest companion ever. And we worked really well together as a team.
Found any chili dog? I've been trailing these pigs for about a kilometre, maybe 2. What do you got there, chili dog? She's onto something. Yeah, crocodile soup.
I'd go in on a croc and she'd run round and bark, 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 and the croc would try and kill her, so I was able to top jaw rope it. We were a great team, a really, really good team. And a very unfortunate thing happened in that I had to catch some pigs for croc bait, and these local lads, they wanted to come out. They knew a good spot to catch pigs, and I didn't like the thought of them coming down with rifles and shooting around my dog, because she was really good at finding the pigs. Anyway, one thing led to another, and we got onto a big mob of pigs, and I said to them, right, now what'll happen is Chili, she'll pick the biggest boar and she'll lug it. She'll grab it by the ear and hold it until I get there and I'm able to wrestle it over and tie it up. And she did that. She went in and she locked down on the big pig, and I couldn't get there quick enough, and one of the other blokes got in there and he was scared, and he went in with his gun, and I guess he was intimidated, and he, boom, just shot at this pig, and he killed my dog. And it really, it's the greatest amount of pain I've ever felt, ever, was losing my best friend. She died very quickly, instantaneously, and I had a lot of trouble dealing with it, and I felt very lonely, and I couldn't continue working up there, but I couldn't go home, and I cried. I just cried and cried and cried, and I didn't know what to do, and as luck would have it, my dad came up, he flew up, and he helped me. We didn't get straight out of the bush. He thought it was best that we stay there and just get over it, and so he stayed there with me, and we dismantled the croc traps, and he tried to involve me with the crocodile work and get on with life, and we built a beautiful little grave site.
Oh, chili dog, it's so hard without you. We loved each other so much. Together, we're the best hunting team the North has ever known. We were so tough, really tough. The emptiness, the loneliness, digs in deep, the nightmares are horrific. She was more than a dog to me and a lot of other people. And we'll never forget you, chili dog. One day we'll hunt together again. I'll see you later, my small dog.
She was the best friend I ever had, and we had the best time of our life, and she died doing the thing she loved the most, and that's what counts to me.